Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures, so I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. Well, Bitcoin had one of the strongest closes ever. At the end of our decline here, we ended up with a really nice long wick that showed a lot of strength. And then at the end of the next day, we had only a small wick on this side, and we closed at the high of the day. This combination is a pretty strong bull move. So Bitcoin's looking still very strong. We're showing higher lows, and even though today's a little red, I won't be surprised if we break out, because we have, I'm sure on smaller time frames, we have an ascending triangle here. So this is pretty amazing. Still watching Bitcoin as we go. We're still interacting with our line, and we opened underneath it, so we do have 3 days below, but we'll kind of see what happens. I kind of feel like we're in for one more up move. It's hard to say where there's any loss of momentum here. It still looks pretty strong to me. Well, today, alts are getting absolutely massacred. This is a huge candle we are working on today. We're getting down close to 8 million Bitcoin as a full altcoin market cap. And interesting that Bitcoin has been fairly flat, so it hasn't been due to volatility or anything else. So it's interesting that large companies are moving out of alts so intensely today. The also very interesting thing is that our microcaps are fairly stable. So it's all of the largest altcoins are the ones that are selling off. The BCH is down 10%. Ethereum is down 3.5%. BSV, Dash, Litecoin. We have a lot of coins selling off, and I'm betting that our catalyst is XRP. So a lot of large coins with a lot of deep pockets. I think we're seeing a drop in some of these big ones, and I think we're having a period of capitulation. So large investment firms have bought Bitcoin, and they've bought the major alts. They've left all of the microcaps alone. And now that the major alts are selling off so much, especially if they're looking at a portfolio, and XRP is one of those, they may dump the entire portfolio. So this could be capitulation in favor of Bitcoin, which is going to create a pretty interesting setup. I'll talk a little more about it in a second. This is what altcoin markets look like today, just selling off like crazy. And the people at the top, they know the pain is coming, but there's no exit. There's really no way to get out of it. So if you're over leveraged, you're just going to get killed. You just got to make smart trades, wait for the bleeding to stop, and try again. So going back to XRP, there are the reason why XRP is selling off so hard is that they got they're being sued by the SEC for being a security, and the difference between XRP and a lot of these other coin projects that did a one-time dump, they funded their company or their project, and then whatever coin was left became just publicly traded. Well, XRP they've reserved a huge amount for their company, and every single month they sell something. And so here we kind of have a private sale every single month for years. And so XRP is a little bit different. They're continually dumping onto the market, and I believe that their own lawyers had admitted that they were a security, and so they're in kind of a situation. And now there are companies that are trading coins, but they're not licensed to exchange securities. So there are some exchanges that are delisting XRP, or at least halting trading until the SEC comes out with their thing. So this is a huge thing. That's exactly what caused this in the first place. But I just kind of wanted to point out that these green to yellow zones are no joke. At the end of the day, I tweeted out that, hey, XRP just exited the green zone. There might be some more downside to go. So it might be worth paying attention to this, or at least signing up for my tweets. I can hopefully give you kind of some of the major events that are happening at the close. But how does this type of behavior impact us as traders? You've heard the saying where you're supposed to be greedy when everybody else is fearful, and be fearful when everyone else is greedy. Well, today on altcoin, in the altcoin situation, we have about as much fear as you can get. Like these types of, like, I don't think I've seen a Bitcoin dominance increase just so steep like this for quite a while. Does that mean we run out and buy? No. It makes you really glad that you are keeping position size in check, though, and so we can let this bleed out, and we can find a better entrance. But just wanted to point out a couple of things. Every time Bitcoin dominance does these really fast moves, sometimes that can signal the change in direction. So large investors can be just as emotional as smaller investors. And if there are huge investment firms that have been feeling the bleed from altcoins, and if the majority of them are ETH holders or Dash or BCH or just some of these larger coins, XRP, and they're starting to feel the squeeze, they can capitulate pretty hard. And if you can see, when we had an insane altcoin rally, this move here happened in a couple of days. This is a ton of whales getting into altcoins, and then they started bleeding off and bleeding off and bleeding off, and now here they are exiting. So I feel like the more intense our exits, the better it is for the long-term stability of the coin. It's kind of like you have to throw up a few times before you finally start getting better when you've got the flu. And these large candles going the other direction as far as alts are concerned, it's a way to clean the system, to flush out big holders that aren't really that interested in the first place. So I love seeing days like this. These long, large days down, they do not make me feel any kind of fear. They actually get me excited because it's going to create some awesome entrances. If we can, usually markets bottom like this. So if you look at the chart, when markets bottom, usually there's this kind of slow curve, and then it gets steeper and steeper and steeper and steeper, and usually there's like a final blow that happens. This is a pretty good example. You have here's an even better one. Okay, we'll zoom in on this one. So you have this kind of slow bleed, and then you have these moments of kind of a lot of exiting, and then you kind of stabilize, and then you get steeper, And then you finally have these really, really, really steep ones with long bars. And it's at this moment that the market starts to turn around. And it's kind of how markets bottom. The fear gets, you got a little fear, you got a lot more fear, and then you got the most fear. And these moves down are great. So what we do is we sit back and wait. We're still waiting for support. We're still waiting for signs in the market that say, hey, it's time to get in. And the nice thing is if we've been careful with our position size, we're able to get in. But this is going to provide some really nice opportunities because markets don't go one direction forever. So this provides a lot of great entrances and a lot of good entrances to this market. So I was kind of actually thinking about XRP. If XRP gets through its freak out, and in fact we could get this down nice and low. Like I would not mind seeing XRP really, really low. It has, like I've talked in the past, it has one of the largest coin supplies of all. It should be trading in the Satoshis, but because there's so much interest and because they themselves hold the price up, they've kept their price pretty high for the amount of coin supply they have. Well, just wait, because the SEC, I don't think they're just a bull in a china closet. It's really scary because the consequences can be severe, but it'll be interesting because if this can sell off really, really low, and then we start stabilizing, and then the suit goes on for months and months and months and months, and then finally everyone realizes that it's a pretty decent overreaction and Ripple wants to get back to work or whatever. Like, the upside after this could be absolutely the best trade of the year. So I'm just kind of like, we kind of exited at the end of this green zone, and now we'll let it fall as much as it needs to, and then we'll be ready to go once we find our bottom, once we find support, once we start finding the flattening out and start getting that lower high. We just enter when it's smart, and we profit. So today's a great day. I like to see these nice red days where we got double-digit losses everywhere. It's going to make for a great setup, you guys.
Okay, it is time to separate the CoinBook trolls from the CoinBook fans. So, these are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably one or two of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.